Yes, Swami, we can start.
Yeah. So, this Pancha Pranas, the different processes it is involved with as the Pranamaya Kosha, including the Pancha Pranas. The Pranas is the respiratory system, then Apana, that is associated with the function of excretion, excretory system. Vyana is associated with the circulatory system. Then we have Udana. Udana controls all types of reactions, and of course, it is also assist in the ejection of the pranas from the body when the body is dropped. That is the time when Udana Vayu helps in the ejection of the prana from that. And then the Samana Vayu, of course, is associated with the digestive system. So these Pancha Pranas help this gross body, this gross inert body, with these kind of functions, the Pancha Pranas. Then Name Sapta Dhatu. So Sapta Dhatu, the 7 material components of this gross physical body. So that includes the skin, the flesh, fats, blood, muscle, bone, and bone marrow. They are the Sapta Dhatus. So that is what the body is made up of. So Name Sapta Dhatu. So now, of course, here the Panchakoshas are mentioned. Adi Shankaracharya ji mentions Panchakosha. Panchakosha is the 5 sheath. Now, this 5 sheath is that is what the 3 bodies are composed of. Anandamaya Kosha, Karan Sharira, and then the Sukshma Sharira. Sukshma Sharira comprises of Vijnanamaya Kosha, Manomaya Kosha, and Pranamaya Kosha. And then the last Annamaya Kosha is the Stula Sharira. So Karana, Sukshma, and Stula, 3 Shariras. Out of these Pancha Koshas, Annamaya Kosha is the Stool Sharira, gross physical body. And the Karan Sharira is the Anandamaya Kosha. And the 3 in between, that is the Vijnanamaya Kosha, the intellectual sheath, the Manomaya Kosha, the mental sheath, and the Pranamaya Kosha, the vital air sheath. So these together, 3 together comprises of the subtle body, Sukshma Sharira. Now here, with these, the body functions. When the body is dropped, physical body, Annamaya Kosha is cremated or buried, whatever the case may be. But then the Vijnanamaya Kosha, the Sukshma Sharira and Kanar Sharir will go in search of another physical body. With the death of the destruction of the cross physical body, the subtle body and the causal body is not destroyed. They will go in search of another gross body. Unless the causal body is destroyed, causal body is nothing but ignorance. Unless that is destroyed, the subtle body will go along with that and look for another gross body. So, this is what it is. So, Annamaya Kosha, destruction of Annamaya Kosha, nothing happens. Realization doesn't come, and the subtle and the causal body together will go in search of another gross body and make itself comfortable in that. And the life will continue like that. Another life, another birth, and so on it will go. So, these 3 bodies together comprises the Panchakoshas, and Panchakoshas, we have seen the different functions there also. Now here, this Anandamaya Kosha, now everybody knows the Annamaya Kosha. Annamaya Kosha, it is called so because it is made up of food. Therefore, it is called as Annamaya Kosha or food sheath. The fetus is, as it grows in the mother's womb, it is sustained on the food eaten by the mother. And when it is born, again it is sustained on the milk produced in the mother from the food eaten by the mother. As soon as it starts growing the teeth, then it is sustained on the food eaten. So from start to end, even the seeds in the parents, they are also produced from the food they eat. and then the seed which is produced from the food, from that the conception happens. The fetus is sustained on the food. After the baby is born, then it is sustained on the food till the death. So it is 100% made out of food, and therefore it is called as Annamaya Kosha, full of Anna and nothing else. It is food. When we look at the food, of course, we don't have the notion of I-ness in that food. And that is what our body is also made up of. There are so many other animals, if they look at our body, they will have the notion of food in, they will see food in that. So they will do immediately the Brahmarpanam. So this is Annamaya Kosha. Then of course the vital air sheath, that is the Pranamaya Kosha. So where it breathes, it gives the energy to the physiological functions and so on. Then of course the Manomaya Kosha, the mental sheath, Vijnanamaya Kosha, the intellectual sheath. So Manomaya Kosha is the abode of all the emotions, feelings and sentiments. It is also cause for Sankalpa Vikalpa, where we are not too sure of anything. Intellectual sheath, that is Vijnanamaya Kosha, where a decision is taken. One is determined about something. So when a decision is taken, it is Vijnanamaya Kosha. When we are in doubt, it is Manomaya Kosha. And finally, this Anandamaya Kosha, or the bliss sheath. So this is also causal body because it is the cause of the subtle and the gross body. It is also called as Anandamaya, full of bliss, because whatever misery, sorrow or pain we must have experienced in the waking plane or the dream state. Those don't touch us in the deep sleep state because their ego is absent to identify us with the mind and the intellect and the body with which we may have suffered. And therefore, ego is temporarily absent there, and we are closest to our own real self, which is of infinite bliss. And therefore, nobody wakes up from the deep sleep state and says that I was miserable. If he was really in deep sleep state, of course, if he has woken from a miserable dream, that is a different issue. But once he wakes up from the deep sleep state, he doesn't say that, oh, I didn't know anything, but I was miserable. No, no. I didn't know anything, but I enjoyed it. It was a good night's sleep. So, therefore, it is blissful without actually indulging in any object of enjoyment, any bhoga vastu. And of course, this causal body is not only ignorance, but also that is where all the vasanas are stored, all the tendencies are stored, because of which that becomes the cause for the subtle and the gross body. The tendencies are all stored there in the causal body. That becomes the cause. So depending upon what type of vasanas we have and what desires are to be fulfilled through those vasanas. So accordingly, we get the equipment, we experience it. It may be good or bad, whatever it may be. So because of that only, ones get into action, we get into action. All the vasanas, they are in our subconscious mind. Subconscious mind, what is this subconscious mind? When we close our eyes and we see, it is all dark. Beyond that darkness is the subconscious mind. We don't see anything. We have closed our eyes. We don't see anything. Anything of the external world we don't see. We see only a dark screen when you close our eyes. Beyond that dark screen is the subconscious mind. From the subconscious mind, from time to time, the vasanas or the tendencies come to the surface. And because of those vasanas or tendencies, desire comes in our mind for something. And then once the desire comes, it will not keep us quiet. Then we become restless. Until we fulfill the desire, we'll be restless. So whatever it may take, our time, effort, and money required to fulfill that, we'll do that. So they all come from there. But that has to be, of course, when a realization happens that entire Sanchita karma, as well as these kind of tendencies and vasanas, they are all destroyed after that. So Sanchita and Agami karma, they are destroyed. What remains is only the prarabdha, which the body goes through. Then, of course, here Adi Shankaracharya also mentions in this particular verse the 5 organs of action. Vak Panipadam Na Cha Upastha Payuhu. So see, these are the 5 organs of action. And what do they do? These 5 organs of action we have seen. Vak. Vak, that is the ability to speak. Ability to speak comes from the tongue and the vocal cords. So the tongue and the vocal cord together produce the sound, and we have the ability to speak. So that is one of the organs of action, ability to speak, the speech. Then pani, the hand, the ability to grasp something, hold something. And then padam, the legs, that is enables us, that is the organ for locomotion, that is enables us to move around, to walk about, to move around. And then the ability for evacuation. So that organ is associated with this anus. So that is for the evacuation purpose. That is the payu. And then we have upastha. Upastha is the organs for procreation, reproduction or procreation. So these are the 5 organs of action. Now the gross physical body is there, and the 5 organs of action, 5 sense organs, 5 pranas, they enable the body to function. Now this body is like the hardware, so to say, or an office room is there. So just an office room is there, that's it. But for that office to function, there are a lot of other things are required. For the office to communicate with the external world, to interact, to do some work, lot of other instruments are required. So a computer, telephone, and telex machine, a printer, and things like that. So many things are required in the office. So office, just the 4 walls and the roof is like the gross physical body, Annamaya Kosha. And then the other things, the organs of action, the sense organs, the mind and the intellect, they are the different instruments with which this gross physical body functions, with which the office functions with different instruments. So these are required for the body to function. So with this, now all this about together, they are the gross body. They are all required for the gross body to function. And what now Adi Shankaracharya says is that I cannot be any of these. So because I perceive my own body. If I am the perceiver, I am the seer, I am the drashta, all that is seen or perceived are the drishya padartha. They are other than I. They cannot be I. So, therefore, I cannot be this. And then, of course, the affirmation comes, Chidananda Rupa Shivoham Shivoham. Then what am I? I am that pure blissful awareness, which is auspicious. Again and again, the affirmation comes. So, it helps us as a meditator, when we are in meditation, it helps us to come back to our real self. What I am not, we contemplate upon, we meditate upon, and come to the conclusion, none of these. Then what remains is what I am. If I am not the subtle body, I am not the gross body, not the Pancha Koshas, nor Pancha Mahabhuta, the Pancha Vayus, nothing of these, then what remains is Chidananda Rupa, Shivoham, Shivoham. So back to our own real self, which is the substratum of everything. So this, again, therefore, these shlokas are specifically for meditation. Then, having discussed that in the second verse, now in the first and the second verse, the subtle and the gross body has been discussed about. Now, there are modifications. The modifications of the mind and so on. And then the actions done by the body and all those things, that is being discussed in the next verse. the third shloka. Name dvesha ragav, name lobha mohav, मदो नैव मे नैव मात्सर्य भावः न धर्मो न चार्थो न कामो न मोक्ष चिदानंद रूप शिवोहम शिवोहम। न मे द्वेष रागव न मे लोभ मोहौ मदः न एव मे न एव मात्सर्य भाव न धर्मः न च अर्थः न कामः न मोक्षः चिदानंद रूप शिवोहम शिवोहम। Now here Adi Shankaracharya discusses the modifications of the mind. What are these modifications? As long as we imagine ourselves to be the body, mind, intellect, and so on, and of course there will be reactions, actions and reactions will be there. We'll react with the different objects, different people, the surroundings, the situations, and so on. And of course, our reactions with the world around us will create likes and dislikes according to our experience. What kind of experience we are getting? If we are getting good experience, we'll have a liking for that, an attraction or an attachment for that. If our experience is really bad, then we'll develop dislike for that. And attachment or dislikes for that. So this is, of course, according to our own past vasanas, we'll get involved with different types of objects, different experiences. Inherent tendencies are there that creates all this. Now here, important thing is that dvesha ragav, lobha moha, they are all the modifications of the mind. Dvesha is the dislike, raga is the likes and dislikes. Attraction or attachment and aversion. So that we have developed in past so many births according to our own experiences in the past. Whatever good experiences we had, we develop a liking for that. We want to experience it again and again. And we bring it over past so many years. We have experienced so many lives, we have experienced so many things, and we have collected a lot of that. So we keep experiencing that again and again. Then we want to experience it again and again. Then, of course, there are sets of experiences which causes trouble, pain, sorrow, misery, and so on. So towards those experiences, whatever things may be involved in that, we develop a dislike for that, an aversion for that, and we say that it should not come in our life. So dvesha and raga, now they are what? They are the modifications of the mind. It is all in the mind. I like something, I don't like something, I dislike something, and so on. And then lobha moha, greed and delusion, that another modification, set of modification. Now here, one has to understand that generally when mental modifications are spoken of, 6 major mental modifications are spoken of. Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya. So they are the major 6 of them. That doesn't mean that there are no other modifications. Of course, there are other modifications also. Dvesha, Raga, Dvesha is not included in the 6th one. So, Lobha, Moha. Lobha means greed and Moha is delusion. So, Kama, Krodha, when a desire is there arising out of Vasana, a desire is there, and when we fulfill the desire and the experience is good, then we have a desire to experience that again and again. There is a kind of lobha or a greed. I want it more and more. I want to experience it more and more. Lobha. So, and then that lobha is there. And this lobha, of course, whatever experience we had, that was only our imagination. But of course, we don't know that. And therefore, it is born out of delusion, moha. So, because of moha, delusion, we believe that we are deriving some pleasure, joy, or happiness out of something like that. It is giving me some good experience. So, and that in turn gives rise to greed that I want to experience it again and again. So, this greed is there, and then the delusion that has come. Then, mada na eva. Now, mada can be described variously as pride, but that is not a good description. Mother is more like arrogance. Suppose somebody has got a lot of wealth and people around him have got less than him. So he will have arrogance about being a very wealthy person in this area, in this region, whatever. So like that, that is called arrogance. And somebody has more than us, then we may have a feeling of jealousy, matsarya. Oh, that person has got more. So there is arrogance also, and if somebody has got more, then we have this feeling of jealousy also. Now, jealousy in some places, Bhagwan Sri Krishna has also described it in some places. Jealousy is in any case is not justified. Matsarya. Because it is not that a person is lacking something. He has everything. But if somebody else has got more than what he has, then this, what you call the feeling of jealousy arises in the mind. There is no need for feeling of jealousy. This person has got everything sufficient enough. He can enjoy his life and all that thing. But no, if I have 10 crores, I want 100 crores. With that 10 crores also, I'm quite happy. But why I want 100 crores? Because the other person is having 100 crores. So jealousy in no way can be justified. And jealousy is such a thing that, Matsarya is such a thing that we are prepared to cause harm to ourselves to bring the other person down. If somebody is better off, something like that. There is a story. I may have, of course, said this, but we can repeat it because we tend to forget also again and again. The story of these two business people, they were having a business establishment, a shop on the same road on opposite to each other, and they were doing a similar kind of business, dealing in similar kind of goods. So, Ganga Das ji and Jamana Das ji, both like that, and similar type of goods they were dealing with. And both were in competition with each other, and whatever innovation the other person will bring, this person will have to do the same thing. So they had their own spies who would go and spy there and tell them, oh, that person is bringing this innovation and this particular product is getting dealing with the same product. So that way was going on. And one fine day, Ganga Daji disappeared. So Jamna Daji sent his spies to find out where has he gone. Maybe he must have gone somewhere to enhance his business. So then he got the information that he has gone to some place, he's sitting under a tree and meditating. So Jamnadaji thought that that must be definitely for some progress in his business, for some improvement in his business, to outdo my level also. So then Jamunadaji also went in the same place, and whichever tree this Gangadaji was sitting under, he sat under the opposite side, opposite tree. And both were Shiva Bhakta. So Lord Shiva, of course, he gets easily pleased. So Lord Shiva appeared. First he appeared to that Gangadaji. And then he said that, okay, I'm pleased with your devotion, your bhakti. Ask what do you want. When Gangadaji opened his eyes, he saw Jamunadaji sitting under the opposite side of the tree. Opposite tree. So he asked Shivji that, are you pleased with his bhakti also? So Shivji said yes. So Gangadaji told Shivji that first go and ask that Jamunadaji what he wants. So then he appeared to Jamunadaji. Jamunadaji said that okay. Then he saw that Gangadaji is also sitting there. So he asked, what did Gangadaji ask? So Shivji said that, well, he didn't ask for anything. He had just asked me to find out from you what you want. So then Jamnadaji said that, okay, whatever Gangadaji asked for, give me double of that. So Shivji asked Gangadaji, now you tell me what what you want, because this is what Jamunadaji told me. He wants whatever you will ask, he wants a double of that. So Gangadaji started wondering, if I ask for 100 kilos of gold, he'll get 200 kilos of gold. No, that is not good enough. So after thinking a lot, he said, okay, Lord Shiva, take my one eyes away. So if Gangadaji loses one eye, Jamunadaji will lose both the eyes. And Jamunada's house, they had a well just opposite side of his house, which didn't have a wall. So Gangadaji thought that let him fall in that well and die. So jealousy will cause us also. We will not hesitate even for a loss ourselves. Now Gangadaji was ready to lose one eye to make sure that he loses both the eyes, and which may cause his death also. This is what it is. So Matsarya, it is not that they are lacking anything. Everything is there. Whatever they have, they can enjoy with that. But no, I am jealous of that fellow is having more than I have. I can't, I can't bear that. I should also have the same, or I should have more than that. So Matsarya has got no justification whatsoever. Among the Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, and Mada, this Matsarya has got no justification. So Mada na eva me na eva Matsarya bhava. So having said that, then four purusharthas, na dharma, na artha, na cha artha, na kama, na moksha. Now these four purusharthas are there, four accomplishments. What are these four accomplishments? And to whom are those applicable? Dharma is duty. Dharma is also acquiring merits, earning more punyas, acquiring merits, dharma. Dharma purushartha is the dharma, artha, kama, moksha. And in the brahmacharya ashram, grihastha ashram, manaprastha ashram, and in sannyasa ashram, out of these four purusharthas, importance are there given. In brahmacharya ashram, it is more of dharma purushartha. Then dharma purushartha continues in the grihastha ashram also, along with artha purushartha and kama purushartha. In grihastha ashram, we have so many desires. So to fulfill those desires, we need to have money, wealth we need to have. And then it is, now a grihastha is there with family, the spouse and children. So not just our own, but the spouse and children's desire also has to be fulfilled. So now here, always when these four are mentioned, it begins with dharma and ends with moksha. And in between is the artha and kama. So artha and kama has to be accomplished within the limitations of dharma and moksha. It is not that we have to earn money any which way we want it, by right means or wrong means, no. So artha has to be earned and desires have to be fulfilled. So these are in the grihastha ashrama. Dharma also has to be followed. Duties have to be discharged and karmas have to be performed to earn merits for dharma. And then now this artha and kama is only limited to the grihastha ashrama. Then in the vanaprastha ashrama, of course, dharma purushartha is there, moksha purushartha is there. And in sannyas ashrama, only moksha purushartha is there. That is only liberation. For liberation only, sannyas ashrama is there, moksha. Now here, Adi Shankaracharya says, na dharma, I don't have any duties to fulfill. I don't have to earn any merits also. Na dharma. Na cha artha, I don't have to acquire any wealth. Na kama, I have no cravings, no desire to fulfill as such. Na moksha, I am not bound, so there is no question of any liberation. Now again, this statement is made by a realized master, not a common seeker. So though we hear this, so now the question may arise that, okay, artha and kama is fine, but what about dharma and moksha? He says he doesn't have any dharma, no papa, no punya. He doesn't want to earn any merits, no punya. And then no moksha, no liberation. Now here, these two are for whom? This is for the grihastha. This is for a seeker. A seeker on the spiritual path has to purify his antakaran, his mind. So the purification of the mind, this dharma has to be followed. Punya karma has to be done. Nishkam karma yoga has to be done for the antakaran shuddhi. So, and then only he can progress towards the moksha, liberation, and acquire knowledge for moksha. Now, the one, so this is only applicable, na dharma, na artha, na kama, na moksha. This is applicable for the realized master, not for a ordinary seeker. So, for ordinary seeker, of course, artha and kama may not be there, but dharma and moksha are there. That has to be fulfilled. So, because the one who has realized that he is not bound, where is the question of liberation for him? Where is the moksha purushartha for him? And this dharma or the acquiring of merits, he doesn't have any duties in this world. So, where is the need for that dharma? And moreover, now, papa and punya, acquiring of merits or acquiring of punya for what? Again, this papa and punya, we'll discuss that further down in another shloka. So here, therefore, for the realized master, when he is not bound, so he doesn't have to struggle for liberation. So the one who feels bound, a seeker on the spiritual path who has not realized the self, he is bound, he feels he is bound, for him is the moksha purushartha. He has to liberate himself. So for that, he needs to purify his mind. And then that purified mind, he has to conduct the inquiry, Shravana Manana Nididhyasana, and then meditate upon his own self. Chidananda Rupa Shivoham Shivoham. So this will help him in realizing the self. So here again, all these are the impurities of the mind. Raga, Dvesha, Mada, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsara. They are all the limitations of the mind. And a jiva will fall prey to that again and again for lives after lives and create more problems for himself. So therefore, those who have these four purusharthas are for those who have the kartutva abhimana, karta bhava or doership notion and experiencership notion, karta bhokta bhava. For them, these will apply. For the realized master who has dissolved his ego, there is no sense of any doership notion also or the experiencership notion. For them, of course, this will not apply at all. So, he has transcended the identity with the body, mind, intellect equipment, and then the body will remain as long as its destiny is there, its prarabdha is there. And after the prarabdha is over, the body will drop of its own accord. So therefore, he doesn't have to bother about that. He has become one with the infinite self. Now, after that, the next verse we will take up in our next session. Of course, next session, next Friday, I'll be busy with my trip to Tiruvannamalai. So we'll have Friday after that once I return. That is on the 6th of Feb, I suppose. So now, anybody has got any questions?
Hari Om, Swamiji.
Hari Om, yes.
Today you mentioned about the tendencies and vasanas which are stored in subconscious mind. Now, when they erupt, these stored vasanas according to its intensity. How to be how to escape from it. One is a Sakshi Bhav, but
Hmm.
many times we uh, get caught off guarded.
Hmm.
So in our sadhana, how to avoid this pitfall?
Very good question. This is our vasanas only create the desire in our mind.
Hmm.
All the desire from time to time, from a subconscious mind, the vasanas come to the surface of the conscious mind, and that is when we have the desire, and then to fulfill those desires, we put time, effort, and money, and all those that. Now, desires will keep coming up as long as the vasanas are there. So now the big question is how to reduce the vasanas. We cannot get rid of all the vasanas, but to a great extent we can reduce it. There are some very strong vasanas, unless we experience and exhaust it, it will not go. But mild vasanas, we can just get rid of that. Or moderate vasanas, maybe once or twice we experience that we can get rid of that. But there are very strong vasanas that we cannot get rid of unless we have experienced it. So now the other vasanas, the vast majority of the vasanas, they should not trouble us, which are mild or moderate. They should not trouble us too much. We can reduce those vasanas to a great extent also. In different yoga, different techniques are given to reduce the vasana. In Bhakti Yoga, Japa Sadhana is given. Japa Sadhana also reduces vasanas to a great extent. Then in our Karma Yoga, Nishkam Karma Yoga reduces vasana to a great extent. Then we have this Jnana Yoga, Pratipaksha Bhavana will reduce the vasanas to a great extent. Pratipaksha Bhavana, seeing the negativeness, the doshas in the object of our desire. When we only focus on the negative aspect of the object of our desire, the vasana for that, the desire for that will go away. So that is Pratipaksha Bhavana in Jnana Yoga, Karma Yoga, Nishkam Karma Yoga, Japa Yoga. Then we have in this what you call Hatha Yoga. We have some sadhana in Hatha Yoga also. That will also reduce the vasanas to some extent. Then in Kriya Yoga, we have the sadhana of Chidakash Dharana. Chidakash Dharana also reduces vasanas to a great extent. So these are some of the practices that we can do to reduce vasana so that the desires will not arise, the flow of desire will keep reducing progressively and not trouble us too much. So these are the techniques that is given in different yoga that we can practice and get rid of those vasanas to a great extent.
Yeah, Swamiji,
Mhm.
at one Padmini Amma's house, you had taken a class on Chidakash Dharana.
Yeah, Chidakash Dharana, we have done that.
So is it possible to take it in future, maybe next time or after that,
Yeah,
on Zoom? Is it possible to take?
meditation class taking on Zoom is a
Not, 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 not,
little.
not, not meditation, not meditation. Chidakash,
Yeah. Okay,
Chidakash
we
Dharana.
can have, we can discuss Chidakash Dharana.
Yeah, yeah.
That can be discussed, that's no problem. That we'll do.
Hmm.
But conducting meditation on the Zoom is not possible. That we have
No,
to have a
no, no. I'm not
direct.
talking about meditation.
Yeah,
I'm
we will
talking
discuss.
about,
Yeah, we can definitely discuss that. Chidakash.
yeah.
The steps we need to take for the
Hmm.
Chidakash Dharana. So we can
Yeah.
discuss those steps.
Okay, thank you. And Swamiji,
Yes.
you are going to Tiruvannamalai, Swamiji,
Mhm.
and there is a word like FOMO.
There is
Word like FOMO, FOMO.
FOMO, FOMO. Huh? What does it mean?
These are used by the youngsters nowadays.
Aha, the latest
Yes.
generation.
Yeah. It means fear of missing out.
Fear out, fear of missing out. So FOMO.
So, So,
Okay.
so since you are going there, I feel this FOMO within my bosom. Anyway, but Swamiji, remember us and
Of course,
take bring blessings from Bhagwan.
Bhagwan's blessings are always there.
Yeah, but we want in a some concrete way, Swamiji. Pray for us. That is what I'm saying.
Good.
Yeah. Okay,
So,
Swamiji.
if anybody has got any questions, or should we conclude?
Anybody question? I think we conclude, Swamiji.
Okay. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.